Hi everyone, Lily here, and welcome back to Food Illustration Nation. Galentine's Day is just around the corner, and what better way to celebrate your besties than with a sweet handmade greeting? In this project, we'll be creating a quick and adorable Etegami style card featuring a delicious cherry soda float, perfect for sending some love to your favorite gals. I'll be using my spontaneous Etegami brush kit and canvas for this project, but feel free to use any ink and watercolor brushes you have on a 4x6 canvas in Procreate. Plus, I've got a free color palette available for you at the link in the description below, so be sure to grab that. So, let's get started and make some fun Galentine's Day cards. Alright, I'm going to start by opening up my classic Gansai canvas in 4x6 and then select the Spontaneous Sumi brush under the ink brush folder. Select a black color, and then I'm going to start with the cherry. I usually just draw like two C's facing each other and then a little V for the divot for the top. I'm going to add my stem. And then after we finish that, we're going to start with the ice cream scoop. Just to give myself a little bit of balance, I kind of started them on either side of the cherry. It's kind of a 2-scoop ice cream deal. And I'm kind of making the little divot to show that there's 2 scoops of ice cream, and I'm sort of making the bottom flat. I made the bottom sort of flat because it's floating on top of the soda. It's also going to drip down along with the cherry syrup and ice cream melting together. You get the idea. So I'm making the little drips of cherry syrup, and then after I make the little drips of cherry syrup, I'm going to add the rim of the glass. Starting from the left, just kind of drawing a little rim underneath the drips of the cherry syrup and melted ice cream. And then I'm going to add another line to kind of delineate the rim of the glass a bit further. Just like that. Now I'm going to do the sides of the glass after I add a little bit more drip. And you can use the shape editor or just drag your arm down to make sure the sides of the glass are straight. It doesn't really matter. It gives it more of that hand-drawn, kind of wobbly, living line look. It's nice. And then I'm going to draw the base of the glass. And this is our basic shape. Now what I'm doing is adding a little bit of texture to the glass, just to give it more heft. So I'm drawing lines on the sides, and I'm also going to draw a bit of like the bubbles and condensation on the glass as well. As you can see, I'm doing like little circles, little loops, little dots to give the feeling of a cold glass of cherry soda. I'm going to finish off the top of the ice cream here, as you can see where the arrow's pointing, and I'm going to add texture to the ice cream scoop, since ice cream has texture. So basically all of this is just adding texture and details. I also added a little bit of the cherry syrup dripping down the center of the 2 ice cream scoops as I add more texture to the ice cream. Just like that. Now I'm going to add a couple straws. It's a little skinny, but we'll go with it. Since we're going to share our beverage with our friend, 2 straws. There we go. Now we're going to add a few cherries scattered around the base of the glass. I think we'll do about 3. And then add 1 more, just to keep it fun. I think I'll have it lying on its side. There we go. Just like that. There. Add that stem. Now those are our cherries. Now we're going to drop down and add a bit of color. So on this new layer underneath your line work, we're going to go down to the Gansai brush folder and select the Gansai base brush and then a pale pink color, which you'll find in your palette. And then we're going to just simply color the very top, the very bottom, and a little bit of the sides of the glass. Just with this pale pink color, and you can go over it a couple times because we're going to do something fun a little later after we finish applying all of our color to the glass. So just kind of fill in, just blot it on with this pale pink color. Just work it around inside of the glass. And a little bit of the base of the ice cream as well, and a little bit more in the center of the glass. So basically apply this pale pink color in these 4 areas: around the base of the ice cream, the very right underneath the rim, in the center, and at the bottom. And then we are going to select a bright red color, which you'll also find in your palette, and then do the same thing basically. First, we're going to start around the base of the ice cream. We're also going to start filling in the dripping cherry syrup. Have you ever had a cherry soda float? I only have once. I don't know. What's your favorite type of soda? Let me know in the comments. Now we're going to add that color around the rim, and we're going to blot it on just over our pale pink color. I was going to do this in green, but then I decided that I think I preferred more Valentine's Day, Galentine's Day colors. So keep blotting on this color just over the pale pink. Doesn't have to be neat. Just tap it on here and there, adding to the layers. All on the same layer. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. It's been a rough day. Well, no, it's been a long day. That's why I'm making a cherry soda float. Now we are going to use the darkest red color and go back over the cherry syrup on top. Add a little bit more to the sides of the glass. And then also we're going to add more of the darkest red color that you'll find in your palette at the very base of the glass, where a lot of the syrup will settle. Again, it doesn't have to be neat because we're going to do something a little fun with all of this in just a moment. Now we're going to go over to the adjustments and select liquefy. Here you're going to select the twirl function. We're going to alternate between left and right twirls, and then I have the settings, as you can pause the screen and look at the settings. I have them pretty intense because I really want the color to move around. Get really twirly. So I'm upping the distortion, the momentum, the pressure, and the size. And then I'm going to just drag down my pencil to start twirling and mixing the colors together, just like you would see in a cherry soda, mixing with the cream and the soda and the ice cream. Delicious. Now I'm selecting the Gansai Duo brush, and I'm using a pale pink color, and then I'm just kind of going to go over, I'm going to lower the intensity of the Duo brush and kind of go over the entire glass with the Gansai Duo brush. If you're using a watercolor brush, just pale pink, light touch, and just go over everything. Now we're going to color in the ice cream, so we're going to go back to our Gansai base brush and then choose that very pale yellow color, go up to the ice cream, and fill that in. Maybe a little hard to see on screen, but it's there. And then just fill out the ice cream scoop with this color. And then we're going to drop down to the split brush, and in a slightly darker color, which is also in the palette right next to that pale color, we're going to emphasize the texture of the ice cream. Making sure I have my split brush. And just give another dimension of texture to the ice cream scoop. There we go. Looks good. After we finish with the ice cream, we're gonna go up and color in the cherries and straws. First, we're gonna go back to our Gansai base paint brush and then select that bright yellow color and start in the center of the cherry. Some cherries have like a kind of a gold center. And then just fill that out a little bit there. Then we're going to go back to our pale pink color and fill out the rest of the cherry. Adding a little bit of dimension here. And then finally, we're going to use our bright cherry red on our cherry and continue to color it in. We're also going to fill in with that same color, or maybe the darker red color, that little drip right underneath the cherry for the cherry syrup, just like that. Now we're going to do the same thing on those last 3 cherries around the base of the soda. So do the same thing. And then we're going to use that cherry red and do the same thing as we did at the top. Cherry's done. Now we're going to color in the stems with this bright green color found in the palette. We're going to move up to our ink folder and select the Fude pen and just color in the cherry stems with that color. You might want to go over it a couple times just to make sure that it's a nice bright green color that's well saturated. Cute, just like this. Now we're going to color in the straws with this pale blue color. Using the same brush, using the Fude pen, and fill in the straws with this baby blue color. Kind of break up the monotony of all the red and pink. Then I'm going to darken that color just by sliding, just using the slider, and then fill in the tops to show that there's like a shadow there. Just a small detail. You can do it or not do it. Finally, I'm going to choose a white color using the same brush, and I'm going to make a little dot pattern on the straws. I don't know, I like dots on straws, polka dots on straws. Usually you see those little swirly stripes. I'm a dot girly. What about you? Okay, next we're going to add some final details and highlights. So select the blue color, still using the Fude pen, and fill in the glass underneath. Next we're going to select our wet bleed brush with that pale pink color and go over that blue glass highlight there to show that the liquid's reflecting off the glass. You get the idea. Just like that. Then we're going to head up to our dry Gansai brush, selecting a very pale pink color or white color, and then we're going to, on the sides of the glass, add a reflection of the glass, like the highlights on the glass, as well as the syrup and the cherries. So just put little touches here and there to show the bubbling of the creamy ice cream, mixing with the bubbliness of the soda, and adding highlights here and there. Doesn't have to be scientifically accurate, just put little highlights on the cherries and the glass. Keeping it fun. Next, we're going to add our message, but first, if you like, you can adjust the image, one of the perks of working in Procreate, by swiping right on the draw and the color layer and adjusting your image to the size and position that you like. After you repositioned your image, go to your message layer or a layer above your artwork, select a black color, and then select the grubby Fude pen for writing, and then think of a nice fun message. Meanwhile, a quick reminder to feel free to say hi on my social media and do all of the things that YouTube loves. It would really help toward building our food illustration nation. Now, back to the tutorial. All right, so my message, sweet moments with loving friends. Now, we're going to, on a layer above everything else, we're going to affix our Hanko stamp, or our signature seal. And we're going to select the crimson color and then jump down to the Hanko stamp folder, and I'm going to select cherries and get ready to customize that. I removed all the other artwork so I can customize the honko a little more easily. I'm going to go up and then select the grubby foodie pen and choose a white color and then customize the cherry honko with my initials, L and U for Lily Undercroft. That's me. And now I'm going to complete my look with the honko stamp placed nicely, and that's it. As always, don't forget to tag me on Instagram if you decide to do this project and share so I can see all of your lovely Etegami. Have a lovely Valentine's Day, and thank you. See you next time.